there's some confusion about what we said. We're not taking vaccines away from anyone.
More people in Florida are seeking religious exemptions for vaccines, and at the same time, Florida is seeing rising cases of hepatitis A and whooping cough and chickenpox.
If you don't want them, parents should have the ability and the power to decide.
We have a couple clips to look at of the MAGA Surgeon General in Florida who just ruled to remove all vaccine mandates from public schools on CNN in hopes to defend this insane plan. So if you can, leave us a like on the video, it gives us a boost in the algorithm, it lets us know you enjoy this kind of content. Let's get right to debunking this lunacy.
There's some confusion about what we said. We're not taking vaccines away from anyone. What we said was that if you want them, God bless you, you can have as many as you want. And if you don't want them, parents should have the ability and the power to decide what goes into their children's bodies. It's that simple.
So as you know, the medical community really disagrees with your position in general. Your predecessor, former Florida Surgeon General Scott Rivkees, criticized your plan. He warned that, quote, children in Florida will now be more at risk of vaccine preventable illnesses than at any time in recent history. And he says it's not just Florida children that you are putting at risk, but you're also putting at risk the entire broader U.S. population.
The problem here is parents were already free to not vaccinate their children, which I think should be a crime in and of itself, conversation for a different video, but it's that they're not free to then go and endanger everybody else's children by sending them to be around them in public school, and even those just in the house with the kids, right? You don't even have to be directly at school. Let's say they have like a newborn or an immunocompromised family member at home. It would put them at increased risk as well, and we saw this, right? Prior to vaccine mandates for schools, childhood illness and death from preventable illness were far higher for children. We have seen the public sector single-handedly save our children from this, only for greedy MAGA clowns to want to throw them right back in peril in the name of profit and enriching their donors.
The whole idea, I mean, do you not believe that parents are incapable of making decisions with the information that they receive from their pediatricians? Because either you don't believe that parents can make good decisions for their children, or the position just doesn't make sense.
I'm looking at this report from your department from April showing that more people in Florida are seeking religious exemptions for vaccines, and at the same time, Florida is seeing rising cases of hepatitis A and whooping cough and chickenpox. This is in your own report, your own department's report. Before you made this decision to try to lift vaccine mandates for Florida, which include obviously public schools, did your department do any data analysis? Did you do any data projection of how many new cases of these diseases there will be in Florida once you remove vaccine mandates?
Absolutely. So absolutely not.
Kind of crazy to hear this from the party who thinks a woman can't decide to get an abortion with their doctor, or that parents can't decide to give their kids gender-affirming care with their doctor, but are now saying, well, let a parent decide with their doctor to put everyone else at increased danger. Again, they already can do this, which I believe they shouldn't be able to. So we're already giving them a big step here, a lot of leadway. They just can't make that choice then for everybody else's kids by putting them in danger. Republicans already put our children in enough danger at school with guns, right? And allowing those on the premises. Now they really have to make it the Wild West with disease as well. It's insane that this man did no analysis before making this decision, because of course any analysis would tell you how insanely stupid this is. Rather, they just did it on a partisan whim because conspiracy brain rot is a huge problem.
So you're trying to lift the vaccine mandate in Florida, and your department and you did not even do a projection as to how this could impact public health. So you have not prepared hospitals in the Florida counties most at risk with the best treatments for any outbreaks of measles, mumps, rubella, whooping cough, polio, and you have not looked into how many kids might now get these preventable diseases? That's what you're saying?
No, that's what you said. What I'm saying is that it's an issue of right and wrong in terms of whether parents should be able to have ultimate authority over what happens to their kids' bodies. And in terms of outbreaks, we do have outbreaks in Florida, just like every state, and we manage those. So there are no new special procedures that need to be made.
Right, but you're talking about doing something that no other state has done.
We manage them just as always.
But you're talking about doing something that no other state in the United States has done, and removing the vaccine mandate for public schools. You're making a decision that no other Surgeon General in the United States has done. It goes against what's recommended by every top medical organization.
Yeah. It just defies common sense, where the goal is always herd immunity. It's to have a certain percent of the population vaccinated, that these viruses are then essentially unable to be transmitted, at least at a high rate, from person to person, and die out. The easiest way to ensure this, and the way we've done it historically, is in school mandates. It also serves the dual purpose of then in ensuring that the most vulnerable of our population can be guaranteed the access or the ability to fight back against these diseases. We're now just walking back all science to say what? Like, well, people's freedoms is better and worth more, and we'll just hope that they'll make the right decision. It's like let's say we remove the speed limit, stop signs, requirements for which side of the road to drive on, age limits or age requirements for driving, because hey, it limits freedoms and we don't want to do that. And we'll just inform and educate them and just hope people make the right decision. Obviously, no one would sign it off on that. And obviously the same should be said for vaccines, because obviously the government has a role in preventing things dangerous for the entirety of society. If not that, then what role do they have? And I would say that this is one that tops that list.